Hey Dad, what's going on with crypto today?
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about M2 money supply and its effect on markets. Now, you guys have seen a little bit of a dip in the market. It's been kind of boring, right? In cryptocurrencies, including the regular stock market. It's been kind of boring. Now, my boy here is in real estate, and is it getting a little more interesting out there in real estate?
There's a lot more interest in real estate. You know, the outlook is looking nice. People are getting excited. So it looks pretty good.
All right. So are these investors you deal with?
All the time.
So investors tend to have a pretty good idea of when should I dip myself into it because the future's looking pretty good. They invest with the expectation that they're going to get good returns on their investment in the not so distant future in most cases. Now sometimes they're long-term investments, but the market's right now in real estate, such as it is in cryptocurrency. You guys, I've shown you guys the fear and greed index, and it's been down in the 30s, right? Everybody's afraid. I get excited during these times because these are the good times. I've mentioned to you that the M2 money supply has gone up, and let me show you something else. So Smoke here has pointed out that institutional investors are actively hold XRP, and they intend to increase exposure when XRP ETPs are available for trading. Those are exchange traded products. I'm pretty sure exchange traded funds will also be part of that. But why don't you go ahead and take a screenshot of that and go check out this post over on X. Just look up Smoke. He's got some great information, but it shows you what they're holding. And of course, they're holding Bitcoin and Ethereum predominantly. And then the next coins down are going to be XRP and Sol. You can expect those investments to increase over time. So now let's talk about M2 money supply and what it tends to do to the market. So what does it mean when you're looking at these little signals in the market, right? Commercial real estate, which is what my boy works in, is starting to look a little interesting to people in local areas like here in Houston. It's starting to get a little bit hotter. Most people don't tend to see this. You saw that institutions are holding digital assets because they have expectations are going to rise. They don't just throw their money around frivolously. These are intelligent people. They're going to put their money where they think it's going to get some bang, right? Bang for their buck. And so now one of the indicators that I've talked about is the M2 money supply. So just to give you an idea of what kind of effect that has on markets, let's use an analogy, all right? Let's assume the Great Lakes. Everybody's pretty familiar with the Great Lakes. They're pretty big, right? Okay, so the Great Lakes, let's assume you throw that same rock into these three examples. The Great Lakes, you throw a rock in there, you're going to see some ripples, right? But it's not going to make that huge of an impact on that lake, you know, but you're going to see something. So you throw that same rock over to the ocean. That's your Dow Jones over there, okay? It's going to make some